What's up, everyone? Brady Figo coming at you with an album review of the new Nothing More record, Carnal, which was released today, June 28th. A band that I've followed continuously pretty much since they really broke on the scene with their 2014 self-titled record. A record which, along with their follow-up, The Stories We Tell Ourselves, are two records that I really like from this band. I thought it was interesting how they had a wide array of influences throughout the rock and metal community and the different subgenres and different bands that you could hear clear influence from. But they kind of did it in a way that was unique to them, and it really set them apart from a lot of the other bands that were coming out around that same time. With their last record, Spirits, I definitely think it was a bit of a step down. I really didn't like the production on that record. I thought it was very muddy. And while there were some interesting instrumental parts and some okay lyrics, it didn't hook me. Nothing on the album really kept me wanting to go back. And there were also a few songs that I genuinely just didn't really enjoy on that record. So going into this one, I was a little bit worried because the singles sounded very similar to something we would have heard on that record, if not maybe a little bit heavier. I did a singles review for House on Sand and If It Doesn't Hurt. Those were the first two singles. And I highly recommend watching that if you would like to hear some more of my extended thoughts on those songs specifically. Because a lot of the criticisms that I did have when I made that video, I still stand by now. So I'm not really going to say much about those two songs. As far as the rest of the album, if we're going in chronological order, we have Angel Song, which follows up those two songs that I just mentioned, and it features David Draiman of Disturbed. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that I fucking hate this song. I really fucking hate this song. I think it is absolutely awful. It has everything in the worst way possible. I'm talking the weird and sometimes corny sounding background chant vocals, the nonsensical, incohesive, and at times cringy lyrics, some extremely digitized and overproduced guitar tones, overly simplistic song structure, overly simplistic lyrics. The song sounds like it was written for a middle schooler on the basketball team to listen to on the bus ride to his away game in order to get hyped. Case in point, the lyrics David Draiman sings on here, which read, and I quote, "Won't take no shit, won't be no bitch, not one more inch, not today." The first verse contains those tireless from city to city lyrics, from LA West to Tokyo. How many butt rock songs or pop songs have those lyrics been used in? The melody and the cadences in the verses too just sound blatantly pop. In the way that they say most of the line and then they pause and then they either finish it or repeat part of it. The chorus is probably the most redeeming part of this song. It does sound very full and open and lively. It doesn't feel like it belongs in the song. The lyrics are completely different from what the rest of the song has done so far. It just makes the song sound so like pieced together and robotic and like it doesn't belong in the same song. This song is just so insultingly radio in every aspect of the word. The album also has several pointless fucking interludes placed throughout the entire album, which kind of just sound like knockoff versions of what we heard on Stories We Tell Ourselves, which I was not a fan of those interludes either. I don't understand why bands do this. Like, is it just supposed to take up space? Because you see an album that says it's 15 tracks, but then 5 of the tracks end up being just interludes. Like, you're taking up so much space on these interludes. Why? They're adding absolutely nothing to the album. If you want to have one at the beginning and one at the end, I get it. It sets the mood, it wraps things up, it ties things together. These interludes do not do that. Down the River is another one I really don't like. Just, again, very overused and recycled lyrical ideas. How many times have we heard lyrics along the lines of, oh, send me down the river? The songwriting on these songs specifically just feels so lazy. Not a fan of Give It Time either. Just, the song overall has such like a droopy energy to it. Despite the fact that it's supposed to be uplifting, the clean guitars in the verses sound so butt rock. Just these two songs in a row, I really did not like that pairing. Just, it really kills the momentum that some of the other songs I'm about to talk about actually do a pretty good job of establishing. The thing that really bothers me about this record is that, aside from the 3 songs I just mentioned, pretty much every other song on here has parts that I really, really like. But then it's balanced out in a negative way by other parts that I really don't like. So the result ends up being I'm listening to these songs and I kind of have to suffer through the not good parts to get to the really good parts that I like. Freefall is a great instance of this. It opens with this extremely warm and genuinely emotional sounding chord progression, which I really like. And this is a song that feels very cohesive. The song has a great flow to it the entire time. But they just had to put those fucking whoa-whoa vocals in the bridge. They just had to do it. No guitar solo, no added lyrics, no unconventional instrumentation or synthesizers. No, just whoa-whoa vocals. Of course, right? When I was listening back on this song, I literally was trying to block out the whoa-whoa vocals and replace them with added lyrics or what I thought a guitar solo might have sounded like there. Blame It on the Drugs is another one where I like the overall energy to it, but then like that chorus is so goddamn repetitive. I really like the lyrics of the song too. It's just like, I feel like that chorus could have been way, way better. But the song stuck. That song broke my heart the most because that is the epitome of what I mean by parts I really like and parts I really don't like coexisting in the same song. It opens up with some chugs and a really good riff, maybe the best riff on the album. Has some cool sound effects behind it. The verses are super intense. Johnny's doing a lot of genuinely intense and angry sounding screams. The feature on this track is great. I'm not familiar with Sinister, but he has a fucking awesome kind of scream rap style that he does. It sounds really good. When I was like 30, 40 seconds deep in this song, I thought it was going to be the best song on the record. And then it hits you with that fucking pre-chorus where it's literally him, just Johnny saying, it's over, it's my time, it's my time. What is that? It sounds so goofy. It has no flow to it. It doesn't rhyme, which makes it even more jarring. And I really don't like the chorus of the song either. It's him saying, to the people who can't break through, I used to feel dead like you, I think are the lyrics, or something along those lines. I get it's trying to sound motivational, but it kind of sounds like he's just kind of talking shit. And then you get through the second chorus and you have this really like lame sounding thin breakdown part. But then it kicks into this fucking awesome call and response bridge between Johnny and Sinister. There's another rap section that Sinister's on. This bridge is fucking awesome. Why can't the rest of the song be that awesome? And aside from the pre-chorus and chorus, the rest of the lyrics of the song I really like. And Sinister's vocals in particular sound so good, and his vocal delivery on this song is phenomenal. When he says he's at his breaking point and he's doing the dirty work, just that delivery is so good. Just that song really broke my heart. I thought it was going to be so good. The two songs I probably enjoy the most through and through are Existential Dread and Run For Your Life. Both of these songs are a bit on the proggy side of things, which is something I've really been missing since Nothing More's self-titled record, honestly. But Existential Dread opens with this really weird sounding but cool sounding, very prog influenced riff. It has some electronics behind it. The song overall does kind of have slightly weird mood shift going on the whole time. It's one of the better choruses on the record too. I really like how Johnny kind of goes into that falsetto in the middle of that chorus. But the highlight of this song, and maybe the highlight of the record, is that bridge. I absolutely love that bridge. You get kind of like a breakdown section, and then you get this like slightly exotic but like sinister sounding chord progression creeping in. And then it kicks in and you get some more sinister sounding vocals from Johnny. I really like his delivery in this bridge. I just love the feeling I get from that chord progression in that bridge. I think this is probably the best musical section on the entire record. And Run For Your Life is pretty good too, although I find it really goofy that initial synth that's kind of drowned out sounds like it could be the score to a fucking Life Alert commercial. So at first I was like, what the fuck? But then I got through that. It ends up being really one of the highlights on the album. Again, one of the more proggy ones. I like that opening riff a lot, how it's kind of split up weird. It's one of, if not maybe the longest song on here, and it closes out with the synth section, which I thought was actually pretty good. So as you can see, this album was very much a mixed bag, song-wise. But just like on Spirits, what the fuck is this production, really? The rhythm guitars, my god, they sound so fucking synthesized and layered, and like there's just effects caked on top of them. And even more irritating, the same goes for Johnny's vocals. I wasn't crazy about his vocal production on Spirits, and even the singles didn't sound bad either, vocal-wise, but like, his voice sounds so, again, layered with effects. I can't stand it. And he's got such a good voice too, like, I don't know why they felt the need to layer all these effects on. Like, why does he sound like Patrick Stump from Fall Out Boy? But anyways, that about wraps everything up. I'm going to give this album a 14 out of 30. Not bad, just incohesive, and they could have executed a lot of the songs on here better. Anyways, thank you all very much for watching. Feel free to subscribe for more rock and metal related content. I would love to hear your thoughts on this album below if you've listened to it. And until next time, thank you for watching. Peace.